Hello everyone, it's Omae and welcome back to the brand new video. Today the topic is going to be co-op quests on the anniversary day. So today is the 12th anniversary, as I spoke about in the previous video. If you want to see everything that you need to do today that is going to leave tomorrow, then go check out that video. But I'm very excited to show you guys this team that I just made. It uses, of course, the new Blackbeard, but he is easily the most replaceable unit on the team. So if you don't have him, you can use any other Blackbeard pirate in the entire game. That will work. They just need to have their tag. Now, I highly recommend using this Shiryu as the co-op captain. Not only does he boost mainly in characters, so our Nikabani, the Kuma, and also the Van Ogre are getting massive attack boost, but he's also very easy to level up. And most people will have him level 150 because he was a PK unit from a few months ago. So go to Shiryu. And one final reason is that he's a rare recruit character. He is an attack style unit, which will allow us... Okay, OPTC is bugging right now. But yeah, Shiryu Sprite is going crazy right now. You can click on power up here. And since he's a rare recruit character, he only takes the regular intermanuals, not the legend ones. So more people will have enough to max his abilities out. Since we max out his special ability, also don't worry about the captain ability. It's not necessary. We have enough damage. We have enough cooldown. It's so unnecessary. Give luck drops to Shiryu as well. Now, the main thing is that he's a Blackbeard pirate. And since we max out that special, he will just one-shot the third stage of Infinitum C. Now, we are using a very fun strat that I just thought of, which is we use Momo as the captain at the start of the quest, right? That has many benefits. First off, he provides his special activated right at the start, which gives us end of turn damage, which allows us to get around resilience, allows us to wave clear mobs, etc, etc. The main thing though is that he boosts pirate XP earned by 2.25x. All he needs to activate that XP boost is to be the captain at the start of the quest. Therefore, we can use this amazing Van Ogre legend, who is the only unit in the entire game who allows you to swap another character into the captain that's not himself. If 3 or more Blackbeard pirates on the crew, swaps bottom left unit for the captain for 3 turns, and in co-op, turns reduced way slower. So this is essentially 3 stages of the captain shift mechanic. This is the only unit in the game that allows captain shift not just for themselves, but for any unit on the team. So we put Nikabani there in the bottom left corner, and when they become the captain, not only is our damage way higher, but we get access to the double special activation of Nikabani, who is, by the way, allowing us to bypass defensive effects from the special, thanks to the Kuma X Super. But Nikabani 2-in-1 is going to proc the X Super of Kuma, and since Nikabani will be the captain, they get that 17 turns of cooldown from Kuma's EX Super. So for 2 stages, we can have the beneficial effect of evading enemy defensive effects. Then Blackbeard, if you have him, is also really good here because he allows us to get another turn of evading defensive effects, right? And he also gives the captain 5 turns of cooldown. We do need to have 4 more Blackbeard pirates, 4 emperors or worse generation. Let me do the tally for you guys. Shiryu is 1 Blackbeard pirate, Blackbeard himself is 1, Van Ogre is another Blackbeard pirate, and then Luffy is of course a 4 emperor and a worst generation character. So we have those 4 requirements met. Everything here is perfect, and I think most people will have Van Ogre at this point. Just make sure that you have any Blackbeard pirate in place of the new 12th Annie Blackbeard if you don't have him. As for the supports, literally just use anyone. I just threw on a bunch of utility supports, and of course make sure to use the new ship because this will allow you to get 315,000 pirate XP every single Infinitum C clear. So I'm very excited to show you guys this team. It's very fun, very functional, practical, and reliable. So let me just enter a room. So this is designed for you to be the one who is starting the room, which is what you want anyway, because it takes very long to find a room to join for someone else. A lot of the time you enter the room too late, someone else already joined, it wastes your time. Just make your own room, and of course make sure your luck is leveled up, otherwise people will leave you. We all want extra drops, right? And that 5 turns of cooldown from Blackbeard might actually be very helpful because we don't actually have the EX Super of Nikabani procced. So we have another 3 turns of cooldown that Kuma doesn't account for. So Blackbeard giving that extra few turns is very helpful. I still don't think that makes him necessary, however, because you could just use one Nikabani early on in the quest, and then bypassing the stages, later on you'll have him ready once again. And of course we can use Kuma special twice, which is bind and special bind reduction, massive color affinity, which will stack with Blackbeard's color affinity, and then also cooldown from the special and massive healing, so we can survive the annoying Frankie boss on this Infinitum C. Okay, so we've got someone here to join. Now he has a more generic but reliable co-op Infinitum C team using V1 Sai Gear 5 6-star version as the captain. The only problem with that, Luffy, is that you need 3 other characters that are like the Wano allies. So Straw Hats, Momos, and Kid and Laws, besides himself. That means he's taking up 4 characters. The Van Ogre requires us to have 3 Blackbeard pirates on the crew, so you can't use the you can't use V1 Sai Gear 5 with this team, unfortunately. This is why Nikabani is so much more reliable. They only need 2 characters to work, the Kuma and Nikabani themselves. And then also Momo later on, if we do get attacked down, then he will also remove it, since we don't have to use his special at the start. It automatically activates. Now, timing is very essential here. If you use Van Ogre too early, then Nikabani will no longer be the captain on the final stage. Also, one thing I forgot, supports, as I said, weren't too necessary, but just make sure that you have an int character supported Nikabani. Otherwise, the ability to bypass defensive effects will only be applied to themselves, not all int and free spread characters. So yeah, very important detail there. The damage, you might be thinking, okay, if we're not using Zora and Sanji, we're gonna have to struggle with damage a lot more. And also these rainbow orbs aren't being held. We don't start off Nikabani as the captain, so we don't get that 10-turn orb lock. But as I said here on stage 3, since we maxed out the co-op special of Shiryu, he just one-shots the enemies here. Very, very convenient. We don't have to waste those rainbow orbs. And also there's no need to activate Van Ogre just yet. The next time we attack, so that should be stage 5, Van Ogre can be used and you should be safe. So at the end of the day, if you open the room and your ally handles every stage that they are assigned to, it'll be an easy clear, right? Because since you started to open up the room, if everyone clears their stage, you will end up being the one to fight the final boss. So you have the control, which is very, very nice, and allow you to clear much easier. Okay, he's taking quite a bit. He does have Sai Gear 5. The hard thing about Sai Gear 5 is that he cancels all defensive effects. So when Frankie has that death hit of 100,000 HP on the final stage, you kind of have to be a bit paranoid the whole run, because if you activate Luffy's Gear 5 form, which is going to allow you to go through defensive effects, then you'll no longer have that ability to revive and tank the death hit from Frankie. So there's a bit of an unreliability there. That's not a word. But in that case, you can just use massive overhealers to allow you to get over 100k HP. Okay, hunger stacks. I did not account for this. Ooh, hunger stacks. How could I forget? We usually run Nami and Carrot, who gets around hunger stacks, but yeah, no one on this team does that. I'm just going to start using my specials here. I have to use Momo to get around the resilience on Big Mom. And then I also use Van Ogre here. He provides a 2-turn chain boundary, which will last until the final stage if we clear here. And also an advantageous class effect buff. Of course, Nikabani is now the captain, which is awesome. We have paralysis as well. Shit, man, I didn't even bring a way to get around paralysis. What I should do is run mostly just paralysis reduction supports, right? And then that'll allow us to get around any paralysis we get. But then when it comes to the hunger stacks, I might have to replace the 12th Annie Blackbeard with someone else who gets around hunger stacks. I'm not sure if the potential abilities of the co-op captain is active. I don't think it is. So yeah, we can't replace Shiryu either with someone who gets around that. The only way I can think is that we use up the rainbow orbs and then bring along a support that provides recovery orbs. So yeah, I'm sorry whoever I'm playing with right now, but you know what, I'm just gonna skip. Shit. Damn it, I messed up. I didn't skip in time. But yeah, I'm just gonna come back with you guys and see if we can find an alternate solution here. Ooh, guys, I think I found the one. I think this is a free-to-play Otama as well. Whenever you do a damage dealing or percent damage dealing special, supported character and adjacent orbs into recovery, which will allow you to get around the hunger stacks. And since she is int, we do get the we still get the increased effect of the defense effect evading ability from Luffy. And yeah, definitely does damage, so this will work amazingly. And then we just put a bunch of paralysis reduction supports here. Now there is a chance, I think, on stage 3 that we get paralysis, in which case yeah, we might run into a bit of trouble, but we can kind of avoid that by using paralysis reduction supports that only activate when we use the special. So we have that bit of a control there. So yeah, let me just look for paralysis. You guys can filter your box like that as well. Here you have a bit of control, but I rather use Izo and Kikunojo. This is a character that was available from the selectable pool yesterday, I think. Bao Huang. Yeah, sure, I'll use her, but you guys don't have to. She's not that crazy, because she only activates when the enemy does orb manipulation, which is not very often. And then finally, Kuma. Yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't meet that activation requirement, so it's pointless using that Vegapunk. But that 3 turns should be enough, right? And then we can just attach any other supports on these guys. Okay, so I think the strategy here is to, on stage 1, when we fight those 2 enemies, instead of using Momo to use his end of turn damage, which is honestly a bit slower, we just tap normally and use the orb of Nika Bonnie and 1 adjacent character, and then that'll open up 2 slots that can be changed thanks to the Otama support. Speaking of which, I will check where Otama comes from just so you guys know exactly where to get her, but she'll be very reliable to get around those 2 stacks of hunger. If you don't know and you're a new player, hunger stacks cannot be removed by turns. Like, you can't pass the turns. It is a stack-based debuff, not a turn-based. So you need to consume either a similar or recovery orb to remove the hunger stacks. So if there's 2 stacks of hunger, you need to consume 2 recovery orbs. It's a bit annoying, and there are quite a few characters who just straight up remove it with their potential abilities, but unfortunately we don't have that luxury on this team. Okay, we got this pretty reliable team here, also using Nika, Bonnie, and Kuma. I mean, this is just such a reliable combo because of the fact that Kuma is charging Nika Bonnie special. They can use their special twice in the quest, which is so powerful. Kuma himself is such a massive special, not only for that utility, but also the healing, which will allow you to very easily tank the the Frankie death hit on the final boss variant, where Frankie does appear. So I'll just tap on Nika Bonnie. Oh wait, I messed up. Why did I put Nika Bonnie in the middle left slot, bro? What am I doing? Guys, I clearly need to lock in. They need to be there on that bottom left slot. Otherwise, Kuma will become the captain instead of the Luffy. See, I mean, this Van Ogre is very fun. But I love how all these recent characters are making the specific placements of your units on the team very important. It makes it a lot more thoughtful to team build. Oh my goodness, look at that, guys. That was beautiful. They all level plus 999 cotton candy. This is the maximum that you can reach in Treasure Cruise. Oh wow, I don't know why I was under the impression that only the co-op captain can get the plus 999. If you don't know, in co-op this only works in co-op. Like, even if you give a character a plus 999 cotton candies, it only works if they are when they are in co-op. It's just an extra amount of cotton candy you can give beyond the plus 200 per stats that regular cotton candy can give, and you can only reach plus 999 if whatchamacallit, you have the plus 200 on the gather island for each stat. And it's very expensive, guys. It costs 10 times the amount of regular candy to give even just 1 point of co-op cotton candy, essentially. So to give a character plus 999 will probably cost over 1000 candies, which is just ridiculous, isn't it? But I think this is probably the #1 co-op player, so I better not mess up. This guy's from AF Assault Force. I used to be in that alliance, but unfortunately I'm not that much of a tryout anymore. Well, let me not say like that. It sounds like I'm talking down on them. I'm not that much of... I don't play that hard in events. I'm not as competitive anymore. There we go. Let me word it like that. Stage 3, once again, Shiryu. But now, since we have that rainbow orbs, it's going to make things so much... the recovery orbs from Otama support, everything will be much easier. Bro, screw you. Why are you giving me... Oh, my days. Let me just do this. Give Kuma cooldown. Why not? Kuma's color affinity will last quite a while anyways. GG's. The pain will go away. Sweet. Okay. I'm assuming he's going to get through this very quick. I'm actually going to see the leaderboard, or not the leaderboard, but I'm pretty sure he's on my friend list, so I can see how much co-op gems he has. He probably has like 30,000 or something like that. I only have like 2,000, not even. I'm very much going to struggle for the Grand Fee Sugo face. This is also going to be a very good Grand Fee Sugo, similar to the last season. So yeah, definitely for new players, this is going to be a massive opportunity to get busted free-to-play units, especially that new Roger. He's so good, giving that territory crew, Terry Crews as Toski calls it, which will allow you to get all the effects from the new 4 Emperors. Because the new 4 Emperors, either you have to have 2 different types of territory stacked on top of each other, or you can just have the territory for the entire crew, which only Emu provides currently, but the new Roger will also provide that. So very impactful free-to-play unit. Even besides that, he's a very strong free-to-play unit as a captain. His special is very strong besides providing the territory. Okay, so here we have to get around the threshold buff. So this is the perfect opportunity to use Van Ogre. We'll make Nika Bunny the captain, and then we can use Nika Bunny's special. Sweet. Chain boundary. Very powerful here. We do get the recovery orbs from the Otama special, of course. I will save that just in case we do get the hunger later on, but I don't think we will. You can only get it from stages 1 to 5, not on stage 6. None of the bosses do that. So let's just tap and let's kill. Ooh, that's very comfortable. That chain boundary from Van Ogre is so good. I love that it's multiple turns as well. Unfortunately, I don't think the final bosses in co-op have weakness class, so that advantageous class effect buff is completely useless, right? Okay. I think he actually forced me into fighting the alternate stages, because even if you enter someone else's room, it's not always guaranteed that you're gonna be the one to fight the stage 6, because you can like pass the turn on stage 2 against one of those mobs, and then it kind of forces the other player to go into the other half of the stages. So instead of fighting stage 1, 3, 5 and 7, I fought 1, 3 I fought 1, 2, 4 and 6. So yeah, there are ways to control it if you are very confident that you can handle the final boss, but generally most people will not think to do that. They'll just brute force kill the mobs on stage 2 and 1. So yeah, you can handle these things. Super. Okay, so I have an attack boost from Thingamajig, Mr. Momonosuke. I have the Blackbeard still, so even though I don't need it, like we're gonna use Nika Bunny again. Or maybe not, because we won't have enough cooldown. So yeah, Blackbeard is great in this situation. Bro, what? My game crash. Shit. What? Bro? Also, you gotta glance at my YouTube recommendations. Doesn't really matter. There's nothing with it, right? What is happening, bro? Bro, I'm gonna mess this up because I don't think... I have to rejoin in the next 100 seconds, but I have bad ping, so it takes forever for my game to load. What is happening, bro? Come on. Treasure Cruise, what's happening here? I'm not even playing on emulator. This is on my phone. It shouldn't be force stopping. And my phone's pretty good as well. It shouldn't be crashing like this. Come on, bruh. It didn't crash off the recording. Now it does on the recording. It's the curse, bro. Bro, it's been like a minute. It's definitely gonna mess up the run. Like, I actually need to go apologize to the guy. I'm still in the AF Discord for Assault Force. I just can't access like the alliance strategy chat of the Discord, so I'm gonna go apologize to Sang Jinwoo. Very sorry, my guy. Oh my days. What is happening? What is happening? Another minute. Okay, finally it's done. I still think it's finished though. Like, the time probably passed, and then the turn passed. Hopefully he could handle the remaining gimmicks. Okay. Yeah, the turn passed because I took too long because my damn game crashed and it's so bad ping. Let me just say I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Bro, why is he saying sorry? What? Or was that me saying it twice? I don't know, man. uh, Maybe his game also crashed. That's a genuine... Maybe it crashed for everyone. Maybe the entire game just crashed for every single person. That is a chance. There's genuinely a chance that could happen. The game did reach #1 in the App Store. So there's a chance that there's just so much congestion on these servers. My goodness, bro. Okay, Chopper really didn't do anything to us. That's very, very nice. That's very nice of you, Chopper. Let's do the EX Super. Essentially the same stuff here. Please don't crash. What is happening, bro? It's actually clapped. Why is Kuma crashing the game? What? Hopefully someone reports this to the OPTC dev team. I might do it if I have some free time. Bro, like, that's such a common issue. Everyone uses Kuma in co-op. It can't just be crashing on the final stage. It could be a specific bug related to using Kuma against the Chopper boss. That is a very good possibility, in which case it'd be a lot harder for people to identify it. But regardless, here's the video proof. It happened twice. If it happens the third time, I'm not even going to try using his special. It's unnecessary. We have Blackbeard. But if it happens at least twice, it's pretty... That's a trend. Maybe 3 times. Like, you can say... Like, when you're listing things off, you say 3 items and then etc. This is happening a bit too much for it to be a coincidence, right? I'm going to say sorry to this guy again. So at least we know it's Kuma. He's the problem. What is happening? Treasure Cruise, guys. Come on. So... Now what? What's going to happen next? Because I'm going to lose another turn of these gimmicks. Oh... I mean, I've already basically showcased you guys the team. You can see how much the damage is going to be. We had the color affinity from Kuma still active. Then we used the conditional boost from Nico Bunny, which is self-procced, of course. We also have the super class and also, I mean, the super class of Van Ogre. We can use the action special, I don't know how you call it, or the co-op special of Shiryu. We use Momo for the attack boost. Blackbeard stacks color affinity, gives territories, etc, etc. Allows us to bypass the threshold. So yeah, the team works 100%, even though for some reason everything's fucked up here. But thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, now I want to show you guys how much XP we get when we clear it, just so you guys know for sure that it is giving you 315k per run, which is very, very good. I mean, that's how much Coliseum McVice gives you when there's no any shop, which is still like a massive amount. You can also farm a ton of Grand Feast stones here, of course. Okay, what is happening, bro? Let me just say sorry again. What is happening, bro? What I'll do is I'll use Momo. I'm concerned about the damage now because a lot of our damage boosting effects are gone straight up. Okay, we get 1 orbs from Momo, which is nice. Skip the action special. We don't need this. Bro! Nah, this is clap, bro. Treasure Cruise, fix your game. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. And I'm out. I'll put the screenshot of how much XP you get on my community post tab. So check that out if you want to see how much XP we're getting.